How many hours did you truly live today? Stop. Really think about it. You woke up this morning, you checked your phone, you watched someone else's story, you scrolled through someone else's photos, you followed someone else's life. Then you went to work. Your mind was somewhere else in the meeting. Phone again at lunch, screen in the evening, sleep at night. Where were you in all of that? How many minutes of your own life were you truly present for? 2,000 years ago, one man asked this exact question, and the answer he gave was so sharp, so true, and so brutally honest that it still echoes today. His name was Seneca. Welcome to Eternal Stoic Path. Today we are talking about Stoicism's sharpest pen, its most dramatic life, and perhaps its most relevant lesson. Lucius Annius Seneca, personal teacher to the most powerful man in Rome, a Stoic who possessed one of the greatest fortunes of his time, and a philosopher who eventually lost everything. Seneca's life looks like a paradox, but once you go deeper, you understand. This is not a paradox. This is the hardest test virtue can face. Today, we will explore his life, his philosophy on the shortness of time, the most dramatic teacher and student relationship in history between Seneca and Nero, and what all of it is still telling you in 2026. Seneca was born in the year 4, Anno Domini, in Cordoba, in what is now modern Spain. He was brought to Rome at a young age. He studied law, learned rhetoric, and discovered philosophy. He rose quickly. His intellect, his writing, and his power of speech placed him at the center of Roman attention. But that rise was never a straight road. During the reign of Emperor Claudius, he was accused of involvement in palace intrigues and sent into exile to the island of Corsica for 8 years, far from his family, his friends, and the entire splendor of Rome. For 8 years he wrote, he thought, and perhaps he learned his most important lessons there. External circumstances cannot destroy you. Only the mind can be destroyed. When he returned from exile, an unexpected role was waiting for him. He would become the personal tutor and advisor to the young Emperor Nero. And this is where history's most dramatic relationship begins. Seneca's most famous work is De Brevitate Vitae, translated as On the Shortness of Life. But the title is misleading. Seneca is not saying life is short. He is saying the opposite. He writes, life is long enough, generous enough in fact, but we use it so poorly that it feels short. Think about it. How many hours do you spend meeting other people's expectations? How many hours do you spend on things you do not truly want? How many hours do you spend reliving yesterday or imagining tomorrow? Seneca does not call this spending time. He calls it losing time. And the difference between spending and losing is enormous. What you spend, you choose. What you lose is taken from you. Reading these words in 2026, what do you feel? Because today, the thieves of time are far more sophisticated than anything Seneca faced. Algorithms were designed to steal your attention. Notifications were engineered to keep you addicted to instant reward. Social media was built to keep you watching someone else's life instead of living your own. Seneca wrote 2,000 years ago, people do everything to protect their property, but when it comes to time, it is the one thing they allow to be stolen. The most criticized aspect of Seneca was this. He preached Stoicism, but he was extraordinarily wealthy. He possessed one of the greatest fortunes of his era, villas, land, money-lending operations. People asked, how can this man preach Stoicism and live like this? Seneca's answer was clear. Wealth is not evil. Being enslaved to wealth is evil. I own my fortune. My fortune does not own me. This distinction matters enormously. Stoicism does not consider poverty a virtue. It considers freedom from dependence on external things a virtue. When your wealth, your status, your reputation are stripped away, what remains inside you? If nothing remains, you were the truly poor one all along. Seneca did not just say this, he proved it at the end of his life. He lost everything, and even in his hardest moment, he maintained his stoic composure. Nero was Seneca's student, young, intelligent, charismatic, and over time, he became one of the most brutal emperors in history. Seneca served as Nero's advisor for years. He stood beside the most powerful man in the empire, but as Nero's cruelty grew, Seneca's influence shrank. He became trapped in the intrigues of the palace. On one side, power, on the other, conscience. In the year 65, Anno Domini, Nero accused Seneca of involvement in an assassination plot. The order sent to Seneca was clear: either take your own life, or we will take it for you. Seneca did not tremble. He did not panic. He turned to his students and said, "The only thing I can leave you is this. And it is not gold, not reputation, not power. It is the image of a life lived with virtue." Then he opened his veins, slowly, in pain, but in complete calm. This moment is one of the most powerful proofs of Stoicism. Even in the face of death, the mind can make its own choice. Epictetus lived this in slavery. Seneca lived it in death. Seneca is not just a philosopher to be read. He left behind a system to be practiced. Step 1. Count your time every evening. Seneca reviewed each day before sleeping. Where did I spend it? What did I lose? This simple practice makes visible where your time actually goes. You cannot change what you cannot see. Step 2. Protect your attention. Seneca wrote, "What belongs to everyone belongs to no one." If your attention is open to everyone, it truly belongs to no one. Turn off phone notifications. Give the first hour of your morning to yourself alone. Share it with nothing. Step 3. Live as if today is enough. Seneca never guaranteed tomorrow. Everything belongs to others, Lucilius. Only time is ours, but only for as long as we actually use it. Seneca had everything: wealth, power, fame, intellect. And he lost all of it. But when he died, there was one thing still in his hands: his own choice. 2,000 years later, as algorithms steal your time, as notifications fragment your attention, as you watch someone else's life while your own passes by, Seneca's voice is still there. Life is not short. You are making it short. Every week on Eternal Stoic Path, lessons like this one are waiting for you. Subscribe and turn on notifications. And leave a comment. What is stealing your time the most right now? Thank you for walking this path with me. Live consciously. See you in the next one.